Good evening. So we are here to discuss about the second step in the accounting process, which is called posting to the ledger. So here is an outline of what an outline of the topics that we are to talk about. So first, we will talk about the chart of accounts, the general ledger, and why is there a need to post journal entries to the ledger, the steps in posting journal entries to the ledger, and the don'ts, no, yung mga hindi dapat gawin in posting to the ledger. So let's now start with the chart of accounts. So what is the chart of accounts? It is a list of the account titles used by an entity with their corresponding account numbers. So ito yung listahan ng mga accounts na ginagamit ng isang business entity, and the accounts are numbered in such a way that similar and related items are grouped. So, merong mga numbers na naka-assign sa bawat account, at yung numbering niya, hindi naman necessarily uh, sunod-sunod. Pero yung numbering niya is may groupings. So, ito po yung isang example ng chart of accounts. So, kung mapapansin natin, no, yung pagkaka-number niya is yung lahat ng assets starts with 1. So, 100, 101, etc. Tapos, yung lahat naman ng liabilities starts with number 2. So, yan, kita naman natin, yung mga accounts payable, notes payable, lahat sila is line of 2. And then, yung natitira, ayan, nakagroup din siya, and so on and so forth. Ano, yung capital at drawing, number 3, revenues, number 4, and then expenses, number 5, yung start ng numbering. So, now we will talk about the general ledger. So, the general ledger contains the entire set of accounts used by a business. So, ito ay parang T account na ginamit natin sa accounting equation, and maybe some of you used it also nung kayo ay uh, high school, yung T account. So, yung general ledger, ganun din, no? Um, T account siya pero mas formal. Okay? So, each account has its own ledger. So, dun sa discussion natin ng accounting equation, di ba? Pinaghahalo-halo natin yung mga account sa isang T account. If you remember, yung left side, pinangalanan natin siyang asset side. Tapos yung right side, pinangalanan nating liabilities and owner's equity side. So this time, bawat account magkakaroon na ng sariling T account. So yung cash or ledger rather. So yung cash magkakaroon siya ng sariling ledger, yung accounts receivable may sariling ledger, yung supplies may sarili. So bawat isang account may sariling ledger. So the effects of business transactions are grouped and summarized in individual account ledgers. So ang mangyayari, yung mga entry sa general journal, ire-record natin ulit sa general ledger. Pero this time, magsasama-sama lahat ng transactions na may kinalaman sa cash sa ledger ng cash. Lahat ng may kinalaman sa accounts receivable, magsasama-sama sa accounts receivable, sa sariling ledger ng accounts receivable, and so on and so forth. No? So, bawat account, kanya-kanya. No? So, magsasama-sama sila doon. So, here is an example of a set of ledgers. So, ito ay yung una lang, no? So, lahat ng accounts, kagaya ng sabi ko, kanya-kanya. So, kaunahan dyan yung cash. So, ayan. So, lahat ng transaction na may kinalaman sa cash, magsasama-sama dyan. Sunod niya yung accounts receivable. So, ayan. And then, yung notes receivable, meron ding sarili hanggang sa expenses. Okay, so example lang ito. 4 lang yung pinakita ko dito. So, why is there a need for posting the journal entries to the ledger? So, shown here is yung ating step 1, yung general journal, nandyan sa kanan. So, the general journal is the chronological recording of transactions. So, sabi ko nga nung diniscuss ko to, para siyang diary. So, ire-record mo yung transaction from the start up to the finish according to date. Diba? So, useful naman siya kasi nga, siya yung diary ng transactions ng business. Pero it is not enough. Bakit? Yung general journal cannot give an updated balance for each account on a given day. So kung meron ka lang hawak na journal at wala ng ibang accounting records, hindi mo mamomonitor per day magkano ang cash, magkano ang accounts receivable, magkano ang balanse ng revenues, kasi nga nire-record mo lang siya per day pero hindi mo siya pinagsasama-sama. The general journal is not classified. Yun nga yung sinasabi ko na ni-record mo lang siya ng sunod-sunod pero hindi naka-classify. And thus is almost not useful in preparing financial statements. So dahil hindi nga siya classified, hindi mo rin siya masasummarize, di ba? Yung kasing financial statement, yun yung pinaka-summary ng lahat ng nangyari sa isang business. Kung hindi siya naka-classify, ay hindi mo rin siya masasummarize. So, yun ang dahilan kung bakit tayo may posting to the ledger. So, posting to the ledger classifies the transactions in the journal. Kagaya nga nung sabi ko, magsasama-sama yung mga transactions, kanya-kanya. Lahat ng transactions sa cash, magsasama-sama or magsasama-sama dun sa ledger ng cash. Posting to the ledger groups similar transactions for easier summarizing. Yun nga yung sinasabi ko. No? Magsasama-sama yung lahat ng transactions na may kinalaman sa cash sa ledger ng cash. Lahat ng may kinalaman sa inventory, magsasama-sama sa ledger ng merchandise inventory. And so on and so forth. So this ends the first part of my discussion. So meron pa po itong sunod na part. So please proceed to the second part.